We live in an age where everything moves faster than the human mind can fully process. Information arrives in an instant. Distances have collapsed. Voices reach across oceans in seconds. And yet, something deeply essential within us often feels left behind. Throughout history, timeless insights from various traditions have pointed to two forces that most shape our experience. One is obvious, visible, external. The other is quieter, hidden, and operates from within. This hidden force expresses itself through our impulses, quietly shapes our daily choices. It draws us toward restlessness, exhaustion, and inner conflict, especially in a world that offers no real pause. Ancient and modern wisdom alike describe this as the inner operating system, the unseen layers that drive our desires, fears, attachments, and sense of identity. True transformation begins only when we start to see this system with clarity. Clarity is impossible without understanding, and understanding begins with honest, practical observation. So before we explore ideas of healing, peace, or inner balance, we need to pause and ask a deeper question. What is this inner system actually made of? How does it function? And why does it hold such quiet power over us? To answer this, let's observe its three interconnected layers, not in theory but practically: the body, the senses, and the mind. Each layer depends on the others. Disrupt one, and the entire system shifts. Let's begin with the body. The human body is not the human being. It is the vessel we temporarily inhabit. A remarkable, intricately designed vessel, far more complex than we can fully comprehend, yet still a vessel. Every form of life expresses itself through a body, from the simplest single-celled organism to the most advanced, biological matter organizes into temporary form. Yet the body itself is not conscious in the way we usually mean. Without sensory input and mental processing, it has no awareness of existence, meaning, pain, or purpose. Those qualities are added elsewhere. At its most fundamental level, the body operates through two primary drives: survival and continuation of the species. It seeks nourishment, safety, and rest to stay alive. Once basic survival feels secure, it seeks to extend itself, often through reproduction or the pursuit of pleasure. This is not a matter of morality or higher wisdom. It is simply biological programming. The body does not pursue pleasure for its own meaning. It pursues signals that support continuation. The actual feeling of pleasure or meaning is interpreted by something beyond the body. This is why the human body, for all its sophistication and refinement, follows the same core laws as every other living creature. It arises from the earth, is sustained by the earth, and eventually returns to it. It is a temporary garment. The body does not know its own name, history, profession, or relationships. It does not know whether it is alive or not. Consider a simple thought experiment. A person is resting peacefully. You ask them their name, their work, their family, their story. They answer clearly. Now imagine parts of the body are gradually removed. The answers, the sense of identity, remain unchanged. Even when only the essential core remains, identity is untouched. This illustrates a profound yet straightforward truth. The body is part of our experience, but it is not the center of who we are. It is a shell, a vehicle for interacting with the world, not the self. Modern science continues to reveal ever deeper layers of complexity in the body. From genetics and cellular intelligence to adaptive systems, we are only beginning to understand. Yet no matter how much we learn about biological mechanisms, one thing remains clear. Understanding the body does not answer the deeper question of who we truly are. Identity does not reside in flesh alone. And this is only the beginning. Now we move to the second layer, the realm of the senses. This is where the external world first makes contact with our inner experience. The senses are the gateways through which everything enters. There are 5 primary ones: seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and touch. They do not think. They do not judge. They do not interpret or understand. They simply receive raw data from the environment. Without the senses, the world as we know it would not exist. No colors, no sounds, no textures, no flavors, no sensations of warmth or pressure. Everything we call reality enters through these gateways. But here is the crucial insight. The senses themselves possess no awareness. They do not know what they perceive. An eye does not experience beauty. An ear does not comprehend meaning. A tongue does not feel craving on its own. Those experiences are constructed elsewhere. The senses were meant to serve higher awareness, not to lead it. Yet, in the modern world, this natural order has been reversed. Screens constantly stimulate the eyes with endless streams of images and videos. Sounds and notifications compete for attention without cease. Flavors and scents are carefully engineered to trigger desire and memory. Even touch, through devices, textures, and experiences, is amplified and commercialized. The senses are fed stimulation around the clock, often by design. They are rarely allowed to rest and rarely satisfied, because true satisfaction does not belong to the senses. This is a major reason why modern life can feel so overwhelming and exhausting. Not because we lack stimulation, but because we are flooded with it without space or awareness. The senses deliver their input to the mind, and when the mind lacks guidance, it begins to chase whatever the senses present. This is where desire truly takes root, not in the body or senses alone, but in their interaction with memory and interpretation. A single image can awaken countless stored impressions. A sound can trigger deep emotional memories. A scent can unlock forgotten moments. A touch can rekindle longing. The senses activate memory. Memory creates attachment. Attachment drives behavior. This cycle operates mostly below conscious awareness. Most people believe they are making free choices. In reality, much of the time they are reacting to sensory input, to memory, to unexamined patterns. When the senses dominate without awareness, they do not bring clarity or peace. They bring restlessness. They continually pull attention outward, toward more stimulation, more consumption, more distraction. This is why genuine silence and stillness can feel uncomfortable at first. In quiet moments, the dominance of the senses begins to fade. And when they quiet down, something deeper naturally begins to surface. That deeper layer is the mind. The mind through final reflection. Beyond the body and beyond the senses lies the most influential layer of all, the mind. This is where everything comes together. Every sensation from the senses, every impulse from the body, every memory accumulated over a lifetime, all of it converges here. A critical distinction. The mind is not the brain. The brain is physical, composed of cells, neural networks, chemical signals. Can be seen, measured, studied. The mind is the flow of thought, interpretation, memory, and imagination. Cannot be weighed or located in one place. The brain is the instrument. The mind is the activity running through it. At its core, the mind functions as an immense memory center, a vast archive of every experience, emotion, and reaction. It constantly compares the present moment to the past. It analyzes, predicts, plans, and decides. This is how it directs the entire system. The senses bring in data, the mind processes it through stored memory. Decisions are made, the body carries them out. Most people live under the mind's constant direction without ever pausing to question it. They identify fully with their thoughts. They believe their emotions define who they are. They take their memories to be their true identity. Yet this identification is rarely examined. The mind does not simply reflect reality as it is. It filters reality through past conditioning, through fears and desires, through associations of pleasure and pain. Two people can witness the exact same event and walk away with completely different inner experiences. The mind sees what it has learned to see. It remembers pleasure and seeks to repeat it. It remembers pain and works to avoid it. Through this process, it builds patterns, habits, attachments, and a constructed sense of I that feels permanent and solid. But that sense of self is not fixed. It shifts with circumstances, with success or failure, with praise or criticism. Yet we cling to it tightly. This is where the deeper question inevitably arises. If the body is not me, if the senses are not me, if even the mind is shaped by memory, conditioning, and fleeting thoughts, then who am I really? This question is not merely philosophical. It lives behind every moment of quiet inner unrest. It appears when we achieve external success yet still feel something missing. It lingers when we function perfectly on the outside yet carry a subtle inner emptiness. The mind is never silent. It revisits the past, projects into the future, compares, judges, worries. Even in moments of rest, it continues its activity. This constant inner movement creates a deep kind of exhaustion, one that comfort, entertainment, or distraction cannot resolve, because the source is not external. The mind was never meant to rule without guidance. It was designed to serve a deeper awareness. And here is the subtle but transformative realization. Awareness is not the same as the mind. Awareness is that which observes the mind. You can notice thoughts arising and passing away. You can watch emotions come and go. You can see reactions forming. That which observes cannot be the same as that which is observed. This insight opens the door to something profound. It reveals a quieter presence beneath all the layers, a silent witness that is not shaped by memory, not driven by desire, not changed by circumstance. This presence does not speak loudly. It does not demand attention. Simply is steady, unchanging. You do not see it as an object. You recognize it in moments of stillness, in the space between thoughts, in the simple knowing that you exist. This is what timeless wisdom traditions have always pointed toward, not as dogma, but as direct, lived experience. One of the great challenges of modern life is that we have more information than ever before, yet often less connection to this inner presence. We master the outer world while remaining strangers to our own inner one. When that inner connection weakens, we naturally cling to external things. Status, achievements, validation, hoping they will fill the deeper longing. But they cannot. The longing is not for more possessions or recognition. It is for alignment between our actions and our deepest truth. As awareness begins to observe the mind rather than identify with it, something subtle shifts. You begin to act with intention instead of impulse. You speak with purpose instead of reaction. You choose restraint not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Life does not become passive. It becomes meaningful. You still strive. You still work. You still build and create. But now you are not owned by outcomes. Success does not inflate you. Failure does not destroy you, because your sense of worth is no longer borrowed from external results. It is rooted within. This is the state where a human being becomes whole, not divided between inner chaos and outer performance. Whole, grounded, present. This is the state that timeless guidance has always aimed to awaken. Not blind belief, not rigid obedience, but conscious alignment with deeper truth. A surrender that liberates rather than confines. And this path is open to everyone, regardless of background, regardless of culture, regardless of time, because the inner patterns that pull us away from clarity have always been similar. And so has the way back, to know yourself, beyond the body, beyond the senses, beyond the mind, to live fully in the world, without losing yourself to it, to move forward, without forgetting your true nature. This is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning, a beginning that starts not outside, but within. As we come to the end of this reflection, take a slow breath. Just for a moment, feel the quiet beneath the thoughts. What we've explored today isn't meant to add more noise. It's an invitation to see more clearly, to rest in what's already here, and to live with a little more freedom. The unseen within isn't far away. It's always present, waiting in the stillness. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If these words touched something inside you, if they sparked a quiet recognition, or a desire to go deeper, I'd be grateful if you'd subscribe to Unseen Within and turn on the bell so we can continue this journey together. There's more to explore, and I'll be right here when you're ready. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, stay curious, and remember, the answers you seek are already within. Take care.